All right, Aquarius, welcome to your monthly horoscope for March of 2015. My name is Athen. So we have a very powerful month this month. We've got the Uranus Pluto square going exact. This is the last of the aspects. It's been this ongoing theme for the past 3 years of breaking free, of wanting change, of stepping into our personal power. And for you, it's been involving your 11th house of groups, community, big picture stuff, the global changes, and your service and giving back to the community or the collective in some way. So stepping into power there has been this overall theme, and it's going to go exact this month. So some transformations and changes there has to do with letting go of some ego attachments or just overall, things that are no longer serving you in regards to this sector of your life. And Pluto's helping you strip away all of these things to help you get at your core, your heart, your compassion center in regards to giving, being of service, and contributing. So this is a transformational month in regards to that for sure, but it's a slow sort of transition, and what you're learning this month is leading the way into the next 6 months, because we have the solar eclipse happening this month. Now, all the solar eclipse energy and this new beginnings is involving the Uranus side to this square, okay, which is your second house. This is the house of your sense of self-worth, what you feel like you are worth, what you feel like you value about yourself, the things you value in life, your abundance, seeing the abundance, being grateful for the things in your life, and on a mundane level, of course, finances, wealth, and these types of things. But it all comes from within. So those changes that are happening is creating this greater sense of self-worth, and that's very freeing actually, because Uranus is helping you again release all of these old status quo notions of what we think abundance is and values is and sense of self-worth is, so that you can get at your core true self here and break free from that. So that's what this is. This month is this catalyzing effect of breaking free, and in this sense, of your sense of self-worth. Now you do have the South Node transiting there, so there is this releasing of past life energy, old ideas, again, old notions regarding these types of things. But like I said, as the month unfolds, there's more and more awareness of exactly what is coming forward, and that's going to create the new beginnings for you at the end of this month and through April and into this year, the rest of this year. So it all starts at the beginning of the month when you have Venus going over that South Node in that second house. Lots of the second house activity. And so with Venus, it's about enjoying it actually. I think this is going to be a great month for you guys to enjoy that vitality, the enjoyments of life, seeing the abundance, enjoying the things that you do have in your life, the things that you value, and perhaps enjoying making these changes. That's what this is signifying. So this first 10 days of the month is about optimism and enjoyment. It's very positive actually. On the first, we also have Jupiter trining up to Uranus. So there's this wanting excitement, seeing the optimism, seeing the overall big picture and excitement in life, wanting that freedom and feeling like you can, break free or step into that freedom and true self there. So it's a trine, it's an easy aspect, and you definitely want to step into that role. It'll help assist these shifts and changes this month. Now also on the first, Mercury is going to be opposing up to that Jupiter, so there is this balancing act with this optimism. Just make sure that those things you learned last month in February regarding spirituality, rest, relaxation, behind the scenes things that Mercury retrograde showed you, ground these, this optimism with those things that you learned last month. Now this optimism is probably coming through your 6th house, which is where Jupiter's been transiting. You guys have had a lot of opportunities last year in regards to the health, the routine, the diet, the day-to-day stuff, the work, just the overall exchanges of life. Now, it may not seem as such because Jupiter's retrograde there right now at the moment, but in either case this month, that's definitely activating the optimism there and keeping it balanced with these spiritual things, the rest, the relaxation, the stuff you're doing on the day-to-day level with making sure you're getting that spiritual time out. Now, on the 4th, we've got Venus going conjunct over Uranus, which is now the enjoyment of life, of breaking free, of stepping into that true self and having that excitement in your life. So that's a nice element there, again, assisting these shifts and changes. You can see it's very harmonious, and it's an opportunity to enjoy that freedom of abundance, of seeing the abundance and that sense of self-worth. Now on the 4th, this is where things become energetic. We've got Mars, which is playing a very important role this month in regards to getting the ball moving, getting these changes to happen. Goes over the South Node on the 4th. So this is about releasing the old energies, those old things that I was talking about in regards to the second house. So you have the drive, you have the ambition, you want to step into that Mars energy this month. He's playing, like I said, a very catalyzing role, and if we get that ball moving early here around the 4th, it'll make the shifts and changes easier as the month progresses. Now on the 5th, we've got the full moon in Leo in your 7th house. You guys had a new moon in your 1st house of Aquarius last month in February, so there was some new beginnings, some new things shaping up here in your life about your goals, your ambitions, your drives, and that is now coming to a high point. So this is very nice for you Aquarians because you're going to have more of this energy to be used in making these changes because you had that new moon, and now with the full moon, it's the abundance of that, it's seeing it, feeling good about it, and that full moon is trining up to Pluto, so positive aspects there with these shifts and changes. So step into that, and in this case too, enjoy those relationships, see the abundance that you have in your relationships. That's probably playing a big role with all of this as well. On the 8th, we have Mercury going into Aquarius, your 1st house, for the bulk of this month. So I think naturally with all these things shifting and changing and your motivation, I think you're going to be thinking about it, reflecting on it with Mercury there, and then managing it on the day-to-day level, you know, asserting yourself, taking that initiative, moving forward, taking charge a little bit. And that's going to help you understand a lot about yourself this month, I feel like. Now on the 9th, we've got Mars trining up to Jupiter, so it's a very positive aspect of this motivational energy and drive with the optimism. So this is where the optimism becomes a reality of channeling it into the shifts and changes. So you want to step into that, you want to take action this month, and you'll definitely be supported around the 9th, a few days before, a few days after. Now on the 11th, this is when things start to shift and become much more real. We've got Mars conjuncting over Uranus, which is activating the Uranus-Pluto square. On the 11th, that's when this square goes exact, from the 11th through the 22nd, the middle part of this month here. And it starts on the 11th with that Mars going over Uranus. So that energy, that drive, wanting, it's no longer just wanting the freedom, it's driven for the freedom. It's breaking free. Mars and Uranus coming together, very, very powerful. You can utilize this energy. You want to, of course, do this in the highest good, which is, of course, for your true self. Just be your true self. Listen to your freedom. Listen to these changes that will help you become more of that true self and express yourself and just have freedom and joy in your life, which is what you Aquarians are all about. And channeled in that proper way, this can be a very positive use of this Mars energy. So from the 11th through the 12th, get that ball moving. Again, it's regarding, breaking free or, stepping up, leveling up in regards to the sense of self-worth and making whatever changes are necessary here with the community, your enjoyment in your work, being of service and giving back. Okay? Very powerful. Then on the 12th, we've got Venus going into Aries. So this is where the shifts start to come from the 2nd house and go into the 3rd. And this is where the theme of April is going to start to build as well. See, the 2nd house teaches us our sense of self-worth. And then from the 2nd to the 3rd, once we get to the 3rd, it's taking that sense of self-worth and learning how to work with it, working with it, expressing it, teaching, sharing, all of these types of things which helps give back, right? Which is that mercurial energy. So these transformations and changes that are taking place with your sense of self-worth are slowly going into you enjoying more communications, enjoying more of the learning, teaching, sharing, lively elements of life here of the 3rd house. So enjoy that. And with the Aries energy, it's by putting this energy forward, I think, you can enjoy the communications through this whole process, and that's going to unlock a lot of this Mars-Aries sort of energy as well. On the 14th, we've got Saturn, your ruler, going retrograde, so there is a reflection taking place this month, and it's in regards to your career, work, and things you're doing on the public level. Saturn recently went into your 10th house at the end of last month, so perhaps a lot of you have been assuming a new responsibility or discipline in regards to your career, work, or anything on a public level. So whatever that is, you want to continue to reflect on it this month and for the next 5 or so months while Saturn is retrograde. Think about those structures that you've been building there in your 10th house. Are they working? Are they not working? Which elements are working? Which ones aren't? And you're just using this as a reflective time. And I think whatever you're learning about that 10th house is assisting you in these changes this month. Now that 14th time period is when things start to become much more illuminated. We've got the sun going into Pisces, which is that 2nd house. So like I was saying, if you don't understand exactly what these transformations and changes are, that's totally fine. As the ball moves, you're going to learn more and more. And that's what I'm seeing, because around the 14th, when the sun goes into the second, it's illuminating the second house now. This is the Pisces house, which is usually unconscious for you. You Aquarians, it's important for you to go with the flow with your sense of self-worth, with abundance and these types of things. But now with the sun there, you can understand a lot about the subconscious influences here, the unconscious, understand more about that element of your life in general. So this is where I feel like a lot of insight's going to come from as we get the energy moving forward. On the 18th, we've got Mercury going over Neptune, which is, of course, spiritual insight as well. Now, this is more about you, because you guys have had Neptune transiting your first house. So there's this spiritual understanding about who you are, not even knowing exactly, the identity thing, what's going on, who you are, this type of thing. And that's perfect, because what's happening is you guys are seeing beyond the veils of maybe what you thought you were, or what society, or just the whole old image of self, and you're seeing the true core of who you really are on a spiritual level. So Mercury going over there, over that Neptune on the 18th, is a spiritual understanding about you, which again I think is contributing to all of these shifts and changes. On the 20th, solar eclipse, that is in that second house, new beginnings of your sense of self-worth. Okay, what you value, enjoying life, seeing the abundance around your life is going to activate this energy, because it's a subtle energy. You want to reflect, it's introverted, and like I said, it all starts with self. So as you appreciate and have that gratitude in your life for the abundance, as you start to see that you deserve the things that you enjoy, or that you already have the things that you enjoy, that is creating the new beginnings here, shaping up for you for the next 6 months. And it's part of your overall life path right now, you see. But it's coming from shining a light, shining that torch on the subconscious with these old notions and things that might be holding you back in that particular area. But in either case, reflecting around the 20th is going to help you set a nice solid foundation to slowly start to move forward in regards to the second house. Now, like I said, on the 22nd, we have the last of that Uranus-Pluto square. So this is when the energies of that will be starting to dwindle and diminish. And putting that energy forward for the rest of this month and into April will be the key, taking what we learned and starting to apply it. And this is very active, because Mars is going into Aries on the 23rd, which is that third house. So there's a lot going on with your communication as the month unfolds, you see. So whatever it is that's shaping up and transforming with that second house is leading you into more of the communication, exchanging, sharing, teaching, learning, these types of things with that Mars energy. And you want to step into that. Mars is in dignity in Aries. There's a lot of positive energy to be used for all of us for the next 2.5 months. And for you, it's regarding that third house. On the 27th, Mercury goes into Pisces. I think naturally your mind's going to be on the second house matters of your sense of self-worth, your values in life, and so that's good. Enjoy the values, see the abundance, listen to your intuition. It's Pisces, it's behind the scenes there for you. Again, more spiritual insight coming forward. And then the last aspect of the month, on the 30th, we have the sun going over the South Node in that second house, again furthering more spiritual understanding of these second house matters. Aquarius, have a fantastic month. Thanks again for all of your support. If you have any specific questions, please let me know. Get in touch if you'd like a personal reading. Do subscribe if you're new to the channel. I do weekly and daily horoscopes if you'd like to watch those for this week and day. And I want to thank you all very much again. Have a great month. Take care.